after a big win over Cabell Midland, now taking on Preston. Kate McLean with the pass that finds Gwen Silvis, and her shot will get right through the legs of the keeper for the first goal of the day. Now it's a Silvis once again getting down the wing and threatening, and she's going to get in the box, and a strong shot from her will result in her second goal in the first 5 minutes of the game. Dominant performance already. Now, after an infraction by the Lady Patriots, a free kick opportunity for Ava Turner, and that's going to be saved easily by Olivia Goff to keep it at a 2-0 game. Now, Gwen Silvis will center and find her sister Marie Silvis for a shot from outside of the box, and that sneaks past the keeper, and it's all Lady Patriots 3-0 ball game. South on the attack again. Marie Silvis finds McLean, and her shot is going to get blocked, but Gwen Silvis is there on the reflection, and her third goal of the day for the hat trick as the Lady Patriots start the season 2-0 and win big 10-0.